Okay, why is um okay why is this oh alright. Hopefully that takes care of that. Yeah, that ain't gonna work for me. Well, guys, I think you can see I'm having some technical difficulties tonight. Oh, that's. I was saying that my analytics are good. Hopefully that's better. All right. No. Why? What's going on? Well, I hope this isn't terrible for you guys. Says it's not getting great signal or something. I'm just gonna believe that this will get out there to the people that need to hear it. We got to Micah 5. And what we were hearing this morning was a prophecy. In the top, in the margins on the King James, there is descriptions of what these chapters are about. 3 is judgment on unjust leaders. Chapter 4 was the ruler of Israel. And what we're getting ready to read right now is victory by God's power. Chapter 5. Now gather thyself in troops, O daughter of troops. He hath laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Israel with a rod upon the cheek. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be a ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been from of old, from everlasting. Therefore will he give them up until the time that she which travaileth hath brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel, and he shall stand and feed in the strength of the Lord. Majesty of the name of the Lord his God, and they shall abide. For now shall he be great unto the ends of the earth. And this man shall be the peace, when the Assyrian shall come into our land. See, this is the crazy thing about the Bible, is almost every prophecy has two revelations of it. And I truly believe that most of the ones that are repeated in like divine countenance. Like they're repeated divinely. And I'm not the most versed in all of them, but this one, the Assyrians coming into the land. Well, when Syria fell to ISIS back in 2015, and Syrians went out all over into the land, they decimated Europe and everywhere that took them in. And when the Assyrians came into the land, and when he shall tread in our palaces, then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds and 8 principal men, it says. Okay. Once they've done this, once they've come in and destroyed us, then we'll raise 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod, and the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian. Okay. How many countries? And I don't know. I'm getting ready to look this up. How many countries went with us when we went into Syria? Seven and eight. Countries fought ISIS in Syria. Okay. In Wikipedia, this is what it said. It said 14 countries led by America. 15. 7 and 8. This is okay. U.S.-led coalition. Australia, Canada, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Turkey, United Kingdom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 principal men. It's crazy when you see how things repeat. All right, let's get back to the Bible reading, because that's what this is about. Not saying that this isn't being refulfilled or hasn't been refulfilled. What I'm getting at is the Bible's prophecies were not meant for God didn't reveal himself just one time in the Bible. He revealed himself to Adam and Eve, to Abraham, to Noah, to Israel. He revealed himself to Moses. He revealed himself to many prophets, to many leaders among men. God's revelations are for all time. This is the living book of God. The things that happen in this didn't just happen one time. The things that happen in this is life. This is what is. This book has the truth. Sorry. We're getting off track from the reading. And I'm going to repeat verse 6. And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod, and the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian, when he cometh into our land, and when he treadeth within our borders. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord. In the midst of many people, and Israel's back, right? They're back in the Middle East now for the first time in 2,000 years. They came back in 49, the first time in 2,000 years. Almost, 1,900 years. Almost exactly. Because they were destroyed in 70 AD. Approximately. Coca-Cola, if you want to endorse me, just send me a 12-pack. But where is Israel now? And as showers upon the grass. People as a lion among the beasts of the forest. As a young lion among the flock of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Okay. The remnant of Jacob. It will be a beast, a young lion. Israel's been doing a pretty dang good job being a lion right now. Just saying, they're fighting everybody and they're winning. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy lords, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thy hands. And I will pluck up thy grooves out of the midst of thee. So will I destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. I don't think you can describe a much more accurate interpretation of current events as what is transpiring right now. That is the end of chapter 5. This next chapter is no goodness or trust in the land. Hear ye now what the Lord saith. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, the Lord's controversy, and ye strong foundations of the earth. For the Lord hath a controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee? And wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me. For I have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, consulted, and what Balaam, the son of Beor, answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of the Lord. Wherewith shall I come before the Lord, and bow myself before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with 10,000? You know, I wonder what all oil they had back then. Because we act like we're so much more advanced today. But people created all kinds of amazing things back then, just like they do today. I mean, with very little in comparative assets. I mean, they didn't have anything. They made it all. They created it because God gave man vision to create things. He gave us the ability to see things and to build them. And that's what God wants from us, is to build. I mean, we're supposed to build his kingdom. That's what he wants. And I think that this here, what I'm hearing in this is someone asking God, what needs to be given? What is needed that I might give it? I'm going to go back to verse 7 again. Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. The Lord's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall see thy name. Hear ye the rod, and who hath appointed it? Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances, and with the bag of deceitful weights? Right here. It's so crazy to think that this has forever been a thing. You know? Like, people have done treacherous things. Like, the stuff that we see today is just an adaptation, the modern day variant of practices from antiquity. And it's the same with everything. I mean, the people that buy and sell stuff today are just traders. It's just a delineation of it. I'm going back to verse 11 to repeat it. Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances, and with the bag of deceitful weights? For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Therefore also will I make thee sick in smiting thee, in making thee desolate because of thy sins. Thou shalt eat, but not be satisfied, and thy casting down shall be in the midst of thee, and thou shalt take hold, but shalt not deliver. And that which thou deliverest will I give up to the sword. Thou shalt sow, but thou shalt not reap. Thou shalt tread the olives, but thou shalt not anoint thee with oil. And sweet wine, but shalt not drink wine. What? Thou shalt sow, but thou shalt not reap. Thou shalt tread the olives, thou shalt not anoint thee with oil. And sweet wine, but shalt not drink wine. So we're going to work. We're going to do the work. We're not going to get the fruits of our labor. Wow. Has anybody else felt that? You know what I mean? Like, has anybody else felt that you are currently working the field and not reaping the reward? That's 6:15. Micah 6, verse 15. That is a powerful verse right there. Chapter 6, verse 16. For the statutes of Omri are kept, and all the works of the house of Ahab, and ye walk in the counselors, that I should make thee a desolation, and the inhabitants thereof an hissing. Therefore ye shall bear the reproach of my people. It's the end of chapter 6. Let's go ahead and read chapter 7. Woe is me, for I am as when they have gathered the summer fruits, as the grape gleanings, of the vintage. There is no cluster to eat. My soul desired the first ripe fruit. The good man is perished out of the earth, and there is none upright among men. They all lie in wait for blood. They hunt every man his brother with a net, that they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and the judge asketh for a reward. And the great man, he uttereth his mischievous desire. So they wrap it up. Ooh. I'm going to repeat this one. This is verse 3. That they may do evil with both hands earnestly. The prince asketh, and the judge asketh for a reward. And the great man, he uttereth his mischievous desire. So they wrap it up. That's interesting. Verse 4. The best of them is as a briar. The most upright is sharper than a thorn hedge. The day of thy watchman and the day and thy visitation cometh. Now shall there be their perplexity. Trust ye not in a friend. Put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the door from her that lieth in thy bosom. For the son dishonoreth the father, and the daughter riseth up against her mother. The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. Hey guys. I'm reading Micah right now. I'm in chapter 7 if you want to join me. We're talking about the prophecy that this is discussing, the coming destruction and punishment of Israel and how it relates to right now. I'll actually cut back just a bit because it's me, I'm by myself in here. But anybody that and good seeing you. Back here in chapter 5 at verses 5 and 6, it talks about how the Assyrian shall come into our land, and when he shall tread in our palaces, then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. Okay? Well, I'm going to take a step. Oh, I should already clicked over to this other screen. So I didn't know this, but if I looked it up, and when we went to war against ISIS in Syria in 2016, 14 countries in a U.S.-led coalition. So that makes 15. So that's the 7 and 8. So then I'm looking, and look at this. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry invited Australia, Canada, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Turkey, and the United Kingdom. 8. The 8 principal men. And then Iraq, Syria, Egypt, Lebanon, or Libya, Afghanistan, Pakistan, West Africa helped. The 7 shepherds. Okay, that's the 15 right there that it was talking about. And how, and they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod, and the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian when he come into our land, and when he treadeth within our borders. So I was discussing that. We're in chapter 7 now, though. Quick recap on that. I'm 7 verses 7 is where I'm at. Therefore will I look up into the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me. Rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy God? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. In the day that thy walls are to be built, in that day shall the decree be far removed. In that day also he shall come even to thee from Assyria, and from the fortified cities, and from the fortress even to the river, and from sea to sea, and from mountain to mountain. And do we hear right here? From fortress to the river, and from the river to the sea. Their chant is biblical. Even the chant that these Palestinians chant from the river to the sea is biblical. This is not a once prophecy. This is a multiple time prophecy. This is a prophecy that is being re-fulfilled now in the end. And it is crazy to think. It is crazy to think that we are not experiencing this for the first time. To me, it is. Yes. And it talks about in chapter 5 or 6, in what I was just reading, it talks about how Israel will be surrounded. And or the monster among beasts. And what is amazing to me about that is look at how the fighting that they've been having to do is going. They're destroying all these other beasts of the forest, as it says, with ease. Now, back to verse 13. And I apologize if the stream is unto him marvelous thing. 30,000. All right, there we are. I'm gonna finish reading up this, and then we'll go to pick a Bible a book of the Bible you would like me to go to next. Who is a God like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. He will turn again, he will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast out all their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob, and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. All right. Looks like I'm back to having good stream quality. Thank you for sticking with me through it. All right. I got to Micah earlier. I just flip it and let it go to where it's supposed to go. What God wishes for us to do. And I feel like this is a pretty good one. He sent us to Psalms. Psalm 3. A psalm of David when he fled from Absalom his son. Lord, how are they? Yes, I apologize. It was having bad stream health. This is Psalm 3, a psalm of David. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Awesome. Many are they that rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God, Selah. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter up of mine head. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill, Selah. I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all mine enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people. Selah. Ooh, Jeremiah. Yes. I could definitely get down with some Jeremiah. Okay. When I opened it up, it took me to 15. Let's see what this means. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death, to death, and such as are for the sword, to the sword, and such as are for the famine, to the famine, and such as are for the captivity, to the captivity. Okay. So, end times prophecy prophesizes the fall of Babylon the Great, of the great whore of Babylon. And King Ahab, which was the time of Micah, which is when Jezebel was in Jerusalem and was leading everybody to worship Baal. And why is the FACE Act cover religious sites? Why does the FACE Act, the act that stops protest in front of abortions, why does it protect religious sites? Because they gave up the game. It is modern day Baal worship. And it is so insane when you realize how closely tied it is. And so these two times are very similar. And Ahab came back to God. And when he did, Jerusalem was blessed. And they cast down Jezebel and the prophets of Baal. And that's Jeremiah. And this is what happens, though, is Ahab's children, his son, had to pay the price. The generation after the redemption will pay the price. And we haven't come to the redemption part of it yet, I don't believe. I think that's what we're facing right now. I think that's what's coming. Verse 3, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth, because of Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah, king of Judah, for that which he did in Jerusalem. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou dost? Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord. Thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out mine hand against thee, and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting, and I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people, since they return not from their ways. That right there. That is what happens. It says it in Revelations, it says in Revelations chapter 18, let me just actually quote it instead of Babylon is fallen is 18, so 17 probably. It is 18. Okay. Chapter 18, verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. And then verse 10. Yes, the Baphomet Oh my gosh. Yes, the Satanists of Minnesota. And said that Satan had a special place for him. Verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. In a day, nay, in an hour. Okay. So that's what's coming. So, verse 6 of Jeremiah, back to 15:6 of Jeremiah. Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord. Thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. I'm going to just continue from where I was at, and we'll get back to where I was. And I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people, since they return not from their ways. Their widows are increased to me above the sand of the seas. I have brought upon them against the mother of the young men a spoiler at noonday. I have caused him to fall upon it suddenly, and terrors upon the city. She that hath borne 7 languisheth. She hath given up the ghost. Her son is gone down while it was yet day. She hath been ashamed and confounded. And the residue of them will I deliver to the sword before their enemies, saith the Lord. Verse 10. Woe is me, my mother, that thou hast borne me a man of strife and a man of contention to the whole earth. I have neither lent on usury, nor men have lent to me on usury. Yet every one of them doth curse me. The Lord saith, Verily, it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily, I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil, and in the time of affliction shall iron break the northern iron and the steel. Thy substance and thy treasures will I give to the spoil without price, and that for all thy sins, even in all thy borders. And I will make thee to pass with thine enemies into a land which thou knowest not. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, which shall burn upon you. O Lord, thou knowest, remember me, and visit me, and revenge me of my persecutors. Take me not away in thy long suffering. Know that for thy sake I have suffered rebuke. Thy words were found, and I did eat them. And thy words was unto me the joy and rejoicing of mine heart. For I am called by thy name, O Lord God of hosts. What a profound and lovely thing to think. That God will revenge those who die in his name. And if you think about those, I don't want to mess it up, the Assyrian Christians that were executed by ISIS on TV. Those Christians were avenged. And the vengeance was exactly as God said. How many of those men were destroyed by beasts of the air, our aircraft, and beasts of land, our tanks, and how many were ripped apart by dogs? And how many were starved to death? he punishes those who do evil to his people. And that is a wonderfully powerful thing to know, that God loves you and will punish those who war against you. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And he handles all things. All things he handles. There is nothing that is not in his power. Verse 17. I sat not in the assembly of the mockers, nor rejoiced. I sat alone because of thy hand, for thou hast filled me with indignation. Why is my pain perpetual, and my wound incurable, which refuseth to be healed? Wilt thou be altogether unto me as a liar, and as waters that fail? Wherefore thus saith the Lord, if thou return, then will I bring thee again, and thou shalt stand before me. And if thou take forth the precious from the vial, thou shalt be as my mouth. Let them return unto thee, but return not thou unto them. And I will make thee unto this people a fenced, brazen wall. And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee to save thee and to deliver thee, saith the Lord. And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. And I will make thee unto this people a fenced, brazen wall, iron dome. Yeah. Right there. The Iron Dome. I mean, like, he's just telling us, oh, don't worry. Whenever I allow you to come back and bring you back together, I will protect you. Verse 21. And I will deliver thee out of the hand of the wicked, and I will redeem thee out of the hand of the terrible. And it's the end of chapter 15. Chapter 16. The word of the Lord came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land. They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried. But they shall be as dung upon the earth, the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword, and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven, and for the beasts of the earth. For thus saith the Lord, Enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament, nor bemoan them, for I have taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord, even loving kindness and mercies. Both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning, to comfort them for the dead. Neither shall men give them the cup of consolation, to drink for their father or for their mother. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting, to sit with Israel. Behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. And here we see one of Jesus' parables, just woven right in. The parable of the bridegroom and the bride. Verse 10. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt shew this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, Wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God? Then shalt thou say unto them, Because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. And ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk every one you out of this land, into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not shew you favor. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, The Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Oh. He's saying right here in verse 14, I had to reread it. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, The Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. He's saying the day's coming where they will say that I am dead, that God is dead. And when Jerusalem was destroyed and stayed destroyed, people believed that. And it was that his temple was no longer needed here on earth, for he had a temple in our hearts and in our minds. Verse 15. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Oh, like the 1940s. Crazy. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? I mean, haven't we been doing that for quite a while now in modern day society? Creating everything into this giant thing. I mean, everything. I don't want to get this wrong, but I want to say it was like at the Super Bowl. I don't want to get this wrong. It was at a sports event. Maybe it's a halftime show or something. Okay. There was... I saw the thing, but I don't. It's been and no, that I'm sorry, guys. I cannot find the story. Yes, at the Olympic. Thank you. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I just can't actually find the story on the internet right now. Like, they don't want me to find it. Excellent. At least, yes. All right. Thank you. You know what I'm talking about. They're making idols of everything now. And they're repeating the same idols, which is what's the craziest part. It's like, oh, giant bull. Oh, giant bull man holding babies. Yeah, I mean, like, oh, the moon. The crescent symbol, of Islam. The moon god of Baal. Baalam. Baal-alal was the Assyrian god that came down to Mecca. Baal-alal, which is Baal, and they're Allah. That's it. Moon god. Anyways, that's what that giant black stone, the Kaaba, that's who that was originally dedicated to. Okay. Verse 17. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of the detestable and abominable things. O Lord my God, O Lord my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is the Lord. Yes, and it was the trans supper is what it was. It wasn't the Lord's supper. You know what I mean? And they were all, that was, if you see what's going on in Paris now, it makes sense. Do you remember when they had Jesus being killed in the street in Brazil during Carnival? And then the next day they had a giant hurricane. that destroyed Rio de Janeiro. Do not mock God. It says it in the Bible many times. I will pull that up, seeing as I know I can get to tell me that right now in some kind of. That's crazy to me that it doesn't want to pull that up. I typed in giant bull blowing fire, and nothing showed up. I typed in halftime show giant bull blowing fire, Super Bowl halftime show, and nothing came up. Galatians 6:7 is one of the times, and it says, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." Oh, 30 powerful Bible verses about mocking God. Apparently there's 30 times. He decided it was important enough to tell us 30 different times. Don't do this. This is bad for your health. I'm telling you, it is bad for your health. Proverbs 14:9. Fools mock at making amends for sin, but goodwill is found among the upright. 2 Peter 3:3. Above all, you must understand that in the last days scoffers will come, scoffing and following their own evil desires. Does that not sound like right now, today? And hello, whoever hopped on is also viewing. We're talking about how mocking God is not a good idea. I don't know how long you've been in. The third verse it gave it. Oh, that was the scoffers. The fourth verse was Isaiah 5:20. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil. And are we not living in that day where they're calling everything that is evil good? They're calling people that are predators of children minor attracted persons. They're creating categories to protect them. They're doing, and Jesus says that it is better for somebody who harms children. It's better for a millstone to be weighed upon their neck, them to be cast in the deepest part of the ocean, than for them to harm that child. So it doesn't make sense that. Doesn't make sense, but that's what's happening. It's the scoffers. It's these people that are not able to see. And there's verses that talk about once you've hardened your heart so hard against God that he'll cast delusion upon you. And it's like we're watching an entire generation of people with delusion that has been cast upon them by God because they've hardened their hearts so much to him. They've refused him so hard and so harshly that they have a delusion cast upon them. And it's just sad. That's the next one was Proverbs 1:22. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery, and fools hate knowledge? Okay, that was the top 5 out of that. But as you see, God does not like mockery. Let's get back to chapter 17 in Jeremiah. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron. Whoa. Does that not sound like today? The sin of Judah is written with the pen of iron, and with the point of a diamond it is graven upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of your altars. Yeah. What does everybody say their sin is? Oh, you're massacring innocents. Right? And with the point of a diamond, with all their money that they've got. And it is graven upon the table of their heart, saying they're greedy, and upon the horns of your altars. Whilst their children remember their altars and their groves by the green trees upon the high hills. O my mountain in the field, I will give thy substance and all thy treasures to the spoil, and thy high places for sin throughout all thy borders. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land and not inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope is the Lord. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. But her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things, and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways, and according to the fruit of his doings. As the partridge sitteth on eggs, and hatcheth them not, so he that getteth riches, and not by right, shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool. And I'll tell you what, everything that I ever made when I wasn't doing right, I don't have nothing from it. Nothing from it. And I don't know anybody who really ever did get anything from doing bad things. Everybody that I've ever known in that lifestyle, it all came out bad in the end. It never been, they may have benefited for a time, a season. But when it came out in the wash, they made less than, and it didn't actually pan out, one would say. I'm going to finish up this chapter, and then I think I'm going to get off. As a glorious high throne from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary. O Lord, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed, and they that depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken the Lord, the fountain of living water. Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for thou art my praise. Behold, they say unto me, where is the word of the Lord? let it come now. As for me, I have not hastened from being a pastor to follow thee, neither have I desired the woeful day. Thou knowest that which came out of my lips was right before thee. Be not a terror unto me. Thou art my hope in the day of evil. Let them be confounded that persecute me, but let not me be confounded. Let them be dismayed, but let not me be dismayed. Bring upon them the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. Thus said the Lord unto me, Go and stand in the gate of the children, and of the people, whereby the kings of Judah come in, and by the which they go out, and in all the gates of Jerusalem, and say unto them, Hear ye the word of the Lord, ye kings of Judah, all Judah, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem that enter in by these gates. Thus saith the Lord, Take heed to yourselves, and bear no burden on the Sabbath day, nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem, neither carry forth a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day, neither do ye any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day, as I commanded your fathers. But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear, but made their necks stiff, that they might not hear, nor receive instruction. And it shall come to pass, if ye diligently hearken unto me, saith the Lord, to bring in no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day, to do no work therein, then shall there enter into the gates of this city kings and princes sitting upon the throne of David, riding in chariots and on horses, they and their princes, the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And this city shall remain forever, and they shall come from the cities of Judah, and from the places about Jerusalem, and from the land of Benjamin, and from the plain, and from the mountains, and from the south, bringing burnt offerings and sacrifices, and meat offerings and incense, and bringing sacrifices of praise unto the house of the Lord. But if ye will not hearken unto me to hallow the Sabbath day, and not to bear a burden, even entering in at the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, then will I kindle a fire in the gates thereof, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem, and it shall not be quenched. The word, it shall not be quenched. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining me and getting into some Old Testament prophets and listening to the Word of God. May God bless you and keep you. And thank you, guys.